everybody. So, I had a shift that started at 4:30 in the morning today. Short shift, so I got off about an hour ago. Um, and I was looking forward to going home and crashing and just getting on some kind of regular sleep kind of thing. I did not know they were going to drop an Endgame trailer today. So, it's Endgame, so I gotta record my reaction to it. I mean, like, I don't even think I have to discuss anything to do with the MCU. Anybody who's ever talked to me probably knows I'm a huge fan of the MCU, that I'm super excited for Endgame. I did see Captain Marvel. I enjoyed Captain Marvel for the most part. There were some things that, I won't get into a big review here, but I will say that there are some things that I really enjoyed, and some things that really stuck out to me as not being super enjoyable. Overall, I would probably place it somewhere. I don't want to quite say bottom tier, but it's definitely somewhere in the middle of the pack. It's good, not great. But I did love Infinity War, and I am super excited to see the conclusion to what is basically the entire arc of the MCU up to this point. So it's pretty much after this movie and maybe Far From Home, but after this movie we're pretty much done with the MCU as we know it, and the MCU is probably going to get kind of a soft reboot, and we see them setting that up now with Spider-Man probably going to be taking on a bigger role. T'Challa's definitely going to be taking on a bigger role. Carol's going to be taking on a bigger role. We'll probably have some holdovers from Endgame and the other Avengers movies. Avengers are probably going to die in this movie. And yeah, so this we're kind of at, as Doctor Strange, I believe, was character. But as Doctor Strange said in Avengers Infinity War, we're in the Endgame now. So, without further ado, let's take a look at Marvel Studios apostrophe Avengers Endgame official trailer. Let's take a look at the trailer for Avengers Endgame.
God, seems like 1,000 years ago.
11.
I fought my way out of that cave. Became Iron Man. Realized I loved you.
Aww, I love that moment. First Iron Man's such a good movie.
I know I said no more surprises, but I was really hoping to pull off one last one.
The world has changed. None of us can go back.
Woo! Hawkeye Jr. Katie.
It's the best that we can do.
I forget her full superhero name, but that's awesome.
I saw all these people.
Highlighting red.
I keep telling everybody they should move on. Some do, but not us.
Even if there's a small chance, we owe this to everyone who's not in this room to try.
Ooh. Ooh.
We will. Whatever it takes.
Clint kind of has douchey hair. Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Woo! Woo! Oh, what? Uniforms! Okay. Stinger? Yes!
I like this one.
Yeah! Hell yeah, you like that one. Oh, wow, that was good. I like that. Still keeping it very close to the chest. Oh, who's that? Zachary Levi? Okay. maybe a little Freudian slip there, but yeah, still keeping it close to the chest, which I really, really like. Not a lot to like, whoa, oh my god, look at that. Not a lot of that, but this looks crazy. A lot of it, so they're still keeping with what I believe was said, which is they're limiting all the trailers to the first, I think 15 minutes to half hour of the movie. So this trailer is mostly flashbacks. We see Tony on the ship here. This is the ship that he's on with Nebula, escaping from Titan. Then we get a flashback to the first Avenger with Steve. They're highlighting red in these flashbacks. I don't know if that's a symbolic thing. Here we go. Okay, here is, I don't remember her name in the comics, but Hawkeye Jr. So this is basically, I think this is probably his daughter, is what I would assume. And looks like she got her skills from her dad. And I think this is going to be Hawkeye's replacement. Or at least they're at least teasing it. This is definitely where they get snapped. Oh, this is definitely where they get snapped. Oh, that's going to be so sad. Oh, he's going to be walking back to that picnic table and his daughter's just going to disappear into ashes. Oh, that's going to be the saddest thing. But yeah, no, I'm glad that they're bringing this, what looks like this character in. Like I said, they could be misleading us. This is Hawkeye as Ronin. This is Clint as Ronin. Not Scarlet. Widow is reportedly visibly very concerned for him. I want to know what this red thing is, this motif of red. Maybe it's just symbolic of the blood shed, but I don't know, so especially since there wasn't really any blood shed. But yeah, so that's Nat with her new hair. This is Scott. Scott definitely looks like he's been gone for a while. Tony P. Is that Pena? Tony P. Henderson. Let's do a quick Google search on Tony P. Henderson. I don't know if that's Michael Pena or not. Sorry, guys. That's my phone. Sorry about that, guys. Tony P. Henderson. No, not getting anything from Tony P. Henderson. If I put Marvel at the end of it. Tony P. Yeah. I don't know who any of this is, and I think this might be some random guy's Twitter account. I should probably click off of that. Anyway, I don't know if that's a thing or not, but Tony P. Henderson apparently is missing, and there's a $5,000 reward. This looks like Scott has been gone for a while, and he's just like, huh? Quinjet looks suspiciously like the X-Jet in this shot. That's interesting. I've always loved the relationship between Nat and Clint. I always thought they had a really good friendship, and a lot of people were disappointed when it turned out Hawkeye was married with kids. I thought that was a good twist, B, a good way to establish Hawkeye's character, give him some backstory, and make him more likable towards the audience, and C, I think it provides an interesting dynamic that, these guys don't have to hook up, and they could still be a really interesting duo. Unfortunately, they had to have her hook up with Banner, but hopefully, I don't think they're doing too much with that, which is still the most nonsensical thing. Well, one of the most nonsensical things that they ever did in the MCU was to make those two together. Alright, let's see. Like I said, not a lot of footage in here, except, some dark shots, a little bit of action, not much action. There's Hawkeye running from Ronin, running from giant fireball. There's Rocket and War Machine, which looks awesome. Steve, giving some kind of pep talk. Scott, Stormbreaker. Stormbreaker is such a fucking cool weapon. Nebula, who I love. I thought this was, I remember when I saw this in the big game spot, I thought this was Sharon Carter. Turns out it's Widow, which is fine, but it would have been cool if they had given Sharon Carter something to do. That would have been nice, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of Sharon Carter. It would have been cool to see her do some stuff, especially, like, you know, since she's one of the survivors. Cap looks fucking pissed here. I don't think they're on Earth at this point, but that's definitely an older Cap suit, which I think is cool that it's come back. But yeah, Cap doesn't look like he's doing too great right now. There's Ant-Man. That's a pencil it looks like he's launching himself off of. Okay, and diving into some rubble of some kind. And then this is interesting. They're all in uniforms, which I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't even know uniforms were an option for the Avengers. But, oh, there's Tony. So Tony makes it back to Earth, guys. This might not be from the first 30 minutes. This might be later. But yeah, looks like Tony makes it back to Earth, guys. It's all good. Title treatment for Endgame. And then we get one little final stinger. I don't even remember what the stinger was, and I just watched the trailer. What was it? Oh, yeah. Thor and Carol meeting for the first time. And they're kind of sizing each other up, and he's like, I like this one. Yeah, I like her. I think that's cool. I like it a lot. Like I said, Captain Marvel did leave a little bit to be desired, I would say, is my polite way of putting it. But I do really think that this character has a lot of potential in the MCU. I think she's a great foil to other characters. The best part of Captain Marvel was her and Nick Fury hanging out. So I think there's a lot of potential for her to be really great in the MCU. I think that Brie Larson is an incredible actress. She did pretty well as Carol, but nothing that she did in the role really blew me away. But she's got so much time to work on it now, to work on this character now, that, she could really craft it into something that that can be really loved for years to come. And especially, the best thing I could say about Captain Marvel is that it made me really excited for a Captain Marvel sequel, because the things that they were limited by in the first Captain Marvel, well, I guess Captain Marvel, but the first, we'll just call it the first Captain Marvel, because, there's obviously going to be more Captain Marvel movies. But what I will say is that now that we're out of the way of the hurdles of the first Captain Marvel movie, now we can really explore what she can do, not only in terms of her powers, but what she can do for the people on Earth, for the people outside of Earth, for the Avengers, for the villains of the Avengers. She has a really big opportunity to make a really, really good next impression. And I think the best part about Captain Marvel for me was that it made me really excited to see Captain Marvel 2. And I think Captain Marvel 2 is probably going to be really great. And I'm really excited for Endgame. It's crazy that 11 years ago, a little less than 11 years ago, Nick Fury walked into Tony Stark's house and said, I want to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative. And from then on, it's been this wild, crazy ride that cost billions of dollars for Disney, but also made Disney probably trillions of dollars. So, I cannot wait for this movie, and it's going to be a little bittersweet, definitely, because, let's be real here, we're definitely going to be saying goodbye to some, if not a lot, of these characters. So that's gonna be hard, but I seriously can't wait. This is gonna be good, guys, and I'm really, really happy about this. Sorry, guys, I'm a little I'm a little tired. As I told you, I've been up since like 3:15. Anyway, Yeah, but like I said, the trailer itself didn't show a lot. Not a lot of like, oh my god, not a lot of fanboy squeal moments. But yeah, it looks really, really good, and I can't wait for it. And man, oh yeah, one more thing. Those outfits, doesn't it look like anybody like kind of like astronaut suits? They're probably all gonna go into space, right? Yeah, that makes sense. They have to go to Thanos, I guess. I guess they have to bring the fight to Thanos again. So yeah, it looks like they might be going into space. But anyway, this looks really good, and I can't wait to see how everything unfolds. And yeah, MCU for life. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this reaction, and I'll see you guys next time.